Sorry, I stopped the recording on accident. But anyway, so this is the engine mount. This is the frame that it mounts on, this bracket. And all right, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get up here on this ladder because it is on jack stands right now. These headers are in the way. We kept the headers on. But anyway, it goes right there. It bolts down right here, just like this. And this is where the engine mounts into. One long bolt goes through there and holds the engine down. And I'll show you where you have to try to get your hand, because you have to have a backup on top. The bolts are on top, but there's a nut on the bottom. And there's 3 that hold it on, 2 at the top and 1 on the bottom right here. So look what you have to work with. The gap that you have to work with. You have to get a swivel. I'm telling you, you have to have a swivel. Or if you have 2 people, you can take this big bracket off, which is 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, or sorry, yeah, 2 at the bottom, over here, 1, 2. But I can't do that by myself, because this bolt, the underside of it, you have to crawl up underneath to put the backup on. And I don't care who you are, with even the longest extension, it's gonna be nearly impossible to try to do that by yourself. So I just spent a lot of time with a small swivel and a socket and fit up under here. So anyways, I was gonna do the engine mounts today because that's where the other one goes, but the guy at Napa, I guess, left them on the counter or forgot to go pick them up. But he forgot them. They're weren't in my box. But just like with everything else, they're cracked and dry rotted beyond belief. So not anytime, but these engine mounts were on this truck when it was manufactured, 1978. It's 2020. And I took the engine out, so well, there's no better time to add new engine mounts. So probably do that tomorrow. But anyways, so until we get the engine in, which again, hopefully it's this weekend, I have to work on the suspension components. I mean, with that being said, the lower ball joints are already done. So I need to do the upper ball joints, which I have to rent a ball joint press. They have those at O'Reilly's, by the way. Instead of spending, you can spend upwards. I know they start, or the one that I'm renting, I know it starts at $147, whatever, but you can rent it for free. You have to put down a deposit of the total cost of the piece of equipment, but then you get that back as soon as you bring it back. If you don't, then obviously they'll charge you for that and you can keep it. But anyways, I'm not doing that. So I have the upper ball joints for my upper control arms that I will do maybe tomorrow, depending on how long I work tomorrow, and if they still have the ball joint press there for me. So aside from the upper ball joints, I have to do the inner and outer bearings on the front wheels with a new dust cap. I have to do the inner and outer tie rods with a tie rod adjuster, but I'm getting, that's being mailed to me right now, so I don't know when I'm getting that. I know it's been shipped, but I forgot what the confirmation is. Aside from that, I have to change out all of the bushings and bumpers on the control arms, and nearly bushings in every single thing, because again, everything is dry rotted on this truck. Have to change out the wheel cylinders on the back. I also, I'm getting ready, that's why the truck is jacked up right now, because I'm getting ready to pull the transmission. There's nothing wrong with the transmission, aside from the gaskets, and the pan gasket and the seals. This truck's just been sitting for so long that the gasket or the seals are really have been weathered and deteriorating, so the transmission is leaking only from the seals. So I have some seals right here. I'm still waiting on the other ones to come in. I think they'll be in tomorrow. So if I get the transmission dropped, I'm going to change out all the seals, the pan gasket. I'm going to change out the filter, and hopefully I don't find anything else. Oh, and I have to fix the dipstick, the O-ring on the inside of the transmission. I guess it's worn out or something, but I do have a leak around the dipstick for the transmission. Aside from that, I have brake hoses change out as well. I have a gasket for the master cylinder that is leaking brake fluid. And I have I'm missing something, rear axle seals that I have to do. I'm not too concerned with that right now. But again, today I'm going to be installing the bushings. Let me get this out so I can kind of show you what it looks like. Show you what they look like. These are the sway bar bushings. You have a bracket and a bushing. I went with Moog. Obviously, I have Moog lower ball joints. Yeah, from what I've heard, you know, Moog is a great company. I'll be able to tell you once I get them installed and this truck is drivable. So what I'm going to do though is it's going to take me more time than you know, to install these, not to install these, but whenever I'm taking off these suspension components to install, you know, the upper ball joints and changing out the pitman arm and the idler arm and the control arms, whenever I take everything off and apart, I'm going to be sanding it. So I have my wire brushes, have my little Scotch Brite pads right here, are pretty handy. But most of all, what helps the most is I have, sorry, I knocked over my stool behind me, this little die grinder right here, wire brush. And I do have sanding pieces with it as well. So when I get those sanded, I'm going to be painting them in I believe it's a roll bar and chassis black paint. Just to make it look a little better because it's all rust. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to comment and ask. Go follow my channel because I will be posting more content on there, and I'll let you know how the transmission goes, if I get to that or not. But yeah, I'll keep you updated.